Cute dogs barking.
Shh, dogs.
Yes, that's right.
See, it worked.
Good job. That's a pretty hard cotton mouth.
I'm pretty stoned. But those snacks helped revive me a little bit to do another episode.
Yeah, I will say that if you're ever like too stoned and you're like kind of bugging out a little bit,
Just eat.
food is the way
eat a
to,
little bit,
and maybe take a nap.
I've taken many naps if I'm too stoned.
Yeah, especially in the beginning when you first start smoking, it's gonna, it'll put you down a little bit, but you push through and then you become a functioning stoner.
And then you can do anything.
It's a whole new world.
Anything.
It's true. Today, I gotta
You
do
didn't
the
intro us.
Damn, alright. What's up? I'm Tristan.
I'm Ariana. We're gonna smoke weed and watch videos about crazy shit.
Yeah, I've already picked the video just because we've come to the realization that there's indecision at play.
This guy. He just means that I can't decide when he gives me options. So he just should pick it. Which is fine.
It's streamline the process,
agreement.
right? Yeah.
I'm in agreement.
We're going to be getting stoned, as always, and we're going to be talking about these videos that we're going to be watching. So today, we're doing the bong. This is a brand new addition to the family.
Because I accidentally broke our other bong.
It happens.
Which was crazy because it got dropped on carpet, which is crazy.
But it was also...
she lived a long life.
Her
name was Amanita. She had the little mushroom inside the glass. And she
went through a lot of temperature changes, hot to really cold.
Yes, while we were cleaning it and then storing it in the freezer. But
yeah, because a nice cold bong is...
the best. But we love our new addition as well. And her name is Strawberry Shortcake. Because it's a little strawberry. Thanks for packing that.
Of course. And I packed it with this blackjack from Island Flowers. And we are big fans of Jack and Jack adjacent strains. Jack adjacent strains. Classic Jack has like a really nice, like sweet, but like almost fruity, but not like.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
One of the top strains for sure. Also, let us know what you're smoking on, how you're smoking. I love to hear. We usually prefer blunts, but we also got to conserve sometimes, depending on how it be flowing at the time. So it's always nice to have the bong option.
That's good. I like the bong. It depends on your mood. We just smoked a blunt
not long ago.
15 minutes ago, maybe. So, no, maybe a little longer than that, like a half hour ago now.
Yeah, but I like this medium one because it's got like a nice mouthpiece. It's not like you're like, putting this
prefer the smaller mouthpiece. And then this bowl is perfect for us because we do personal bowls. We do the entire bowl to ourselves.
Because why not, right?
Because
let each person have the full experience.
It's all greens, It's just better that way.
And you can kind of hit it at your own time. We're not saying all right, go kill this bowl.
Yeah.
You just take in however many hits you want.
Take a couple hits off of it. But this bowl is perfect because it's not too deep. It's shallow, so you can really get all the weed, and it's pretty much all greens the whole time.
Yeah, because sometimes with a deep bowl, the bottom gets burnt because all the fire goes down to the bottom, and then you have this coal that's just getting more and more resiny and not very tasty. But this mitigates that for the most part.
Yeah, it's great.
And we'll say be careful with the shallow bowl because sometimes the weed will fly out. But so today we're going to be getting into the mystery. So it's a video of Bashar.
Bashar! You guys,
we're familiar with Bashar.
There's a whole documentary about Bashar, which is an extraterrestrial that is channeled by a human.
Yes.
And
they described it as basically like the human raises their vibration a little bit through like breath and meditation, and then the higher realm entity
extraterrestrial
lowers their vibration. So like maybe he gets like drunk, or he like, you know, I don't know.
Right, how does he lower his vibration?
They don't really cover that, but like
they meet in the middle
yeah,
somehow.
I'm just thinking, how do we lower our vibrations?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So, like,
definitely.
maybe he like has a
Definitely.
bender on like some shitty ass food, and then like,
definitely.
who's to say? I mean, the guy who's channeling him could ask him.
Where's that documentary that we saw on Bashar? Was that on Amazon Prime, maybe?
I cannot recall.
But
it
there
could
is a
have
documentary.
been Netflix. It could have been.
And like they talk to the guy. They even hook him up to some like brain activity stuff while he's channeling,
which like proves that he is like in a meditative state.
Yeah, like all areas of his brain synchronize in some way. It's been a second since we watched this documentary, but that was pretty cool, especially for me as a psychology major who studied neuroscience.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't really deny that kind of
evidence.
Yeah.
Data.
Mm-hmm.
In the documentary, they also go into like how he first came in contact, and like he like saw some crafts, and then it gave the whole background. Man, I can't remember. I've smoked a lot of weed since then. That's like one of our catchphrases, if we can't remember things. But we should rewatch it because it was really cool. And yeah, they gave the whole background, like the story from start to finish. And I think he's still channeling and like doing. He does like events where you can come watch him channel in person and like ask Bashar questions. And here's the thing, anybody can be a channeler, which is pretty cool. I would just err with the statement of caution, which is if you do want to attempt to channel, be mindful and purposeful with the type of
beings or
energy that you want to have communicate with. Because if you're open-ended, who's to say?
Yeah.
What's gonna find you? But
protect yourself too.
Yeah, have intention of trying to make it a pleasant experience. But also do you. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life.
Let's watch it.
Mermaids, yes or no?
Longer answer than you may
think. Okay, darn.
So he's already channeled.
There have been some genetic creations that would be similar to that in Atlantean times that may have given rise to some of those legends. In terms of them existing physically as a species on your Earth, no, but they are part of the nature world that again is a slightly altered, shifted vibrational reality to yours that sometimes overlaps in your reality, and therefore sometimes people who are sensitive to it can sometimes perceive those kinds of beings, but they don't exist in your normal physical reality.
All right. Dragons?
Similar idea. Again, they are beings that are of a higher dimensional level that you can interact with, but they exist between the planes of dimensions. They are never presenting themselves in your physical reality as the dragon that you think they do. They look quite different when they come into your reality. But the idea is that you perceive them in the way that you do when they're in their own natural state in between the dimensions. But they are higher levels of wisdom.
Cool.
Megalodon.
Well, that exists. It's a giant shark.
Does it exist right now?
Several do.
Yes!
In the very depths of your ocean.
Yes! This guy's so excited
And
about
a few other things you haven't found yet.
Oh, cool. Way cool.
He definitely.
How about
I love this guy. He's stoned, you guys. He's totally
Not physically. Again, people that may have, without intending to, crossed through different dimensional vortices may find themselves in a reality that because of their understanding of physical reality, they think actually physically is inside the Earth, when in fact they're no longer on the Earth anywhere at all.
Huh. Whoa.
So they just make the assumption when they come back
We're gonna have
through
to
that
rewatch
particular
this.
portal that they've actually
He lost
physically
me.
been inside
I
the
dozed
Earth, and they
off
haven't.
for a
They've been
second.
You were still thinking about the like.
I don't know.
Fairies?
I fucking lost my train of thought. Yeah, he didn't really go into fairies too much. Mermaids are technically fairies. They're like water fairies.
Right. I thought he was kind of leaning more towards like chimeras or something, where it's like the griffin or something like that, more so than fairies.
Well, you know what, babe? You and I need to go to one of Bashar's events.
Right, we'll be this guy. Here, I'll play it again.
Okay.
Mermaids, yes or no?
Longer answer than you may think.
Okay, darn.
There have been some genetic creations that would be similar to that in Atlantean times that may have given rise to some of those legends. In terms of them existing physically as a species on your Earth, no, but they are part of the nature world that again is a slightly altered, shifted vibrational reality to yours that sometimes overlaps in your reality, and therefore sometimes people who are sensitive to it can sometimes perceive those kinds of beings, but they don't exist in your normal physical reality.
All right. Dragons?
There, quick.
Okay.
Similar idea. Again, they are beings that are of a
So-
higher dimension.
My takeaway is that he's saying back in Atlantean times, I'm doing his.
Yes, he always does this when he's channeling Bashar.
I mean, you know, like he's connecting the circuit. He's creating his.
No judgment.
Yeah, it's like similar to a mudra. It's like his own personal mudra. That's how I interpret it. He's saying that there was genetic mutations or genetic play at hand where they made like a human fish hybrid.
Here, pause there. We're gonna intersect some Anunnaki talk into this equation.
I mean, how can you
Do
not
you
when you
think
talk about ancient times?
Atlantean times is Anunnaki times? I mean, technically, right now it's still
I think
Anunnaki times.
it's all Anunnaki times.
But you know what I mean.
Right, all times is Anunnaki.
You know what I mean. I don't know if you guys know what I mean.
Well, yeah, that's why I
Watch
think
the Brazilian or
rock
the
opera.
Portuguese rock opera
Yeah.
on YouTube that is about the Anunnaki. It's like 3 hours long, but I think we already plugged this in a fucking previous episode because Tristan and I love it.
It'll be plugged many times. It's worth the watch.
Okay.
I don't know.
Bashar, tell me more, Bashar. Let's continue. This is kind of where I was falling. No, I listened to the dragon part.
Right.
We're about to get to the dragon part.
It's cool that they're like wise, you know? And I think that is more accurate to the ancient tellings of dragons, not so much like what we think now, but like ancient times I think believed dragons to be like wise.
But the idea is that you perceive them in the way that you do when they're in their own natural state in between the dimensions. But they are higher levels of wisdom.
Megalodon.
Well, that exists. It's a giant shark.
Right.
Does it exist right now?
Several do.
Yes!
In the very depths of your oceans.
Awesome.
And a few other
That
things
is
you haven't
pretty cool.
found yet.
Oh, cool. Way cool. How about Hollow Earth?
No,
Hollow.
not physically.
Okay.
Again, people that may have, without intending to, crossed through different dimensional
That makes sense to
vortices
me.
may find themselves in a reality that because of their understanding of physical reality, they think actually physically is inside the Earth, when in fact they're no longer on the Earth anywhere at all. So they just make the assumption when they come back through that particular portal that they've actually physically been inside the Earth, and they haven't. They've been somewhere else.
But what about all the tunnels then? Like, see, he's touching upon so many different, like, conspiracies right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not really, like, the elemental things. Like, those were kind of silly. But the Hollow Earth one, like, that's a big one.
Well, there's a difference between Hollow Earth and ancient underground cities or underground cities of like lizard people or whatever. Like you can still be underground without being in the center of the Earth.
That's
you know?
true. That's true.
And there's like iterations of the flat Earth where it's like the ice wall in Antarctica is the end, and then that's just like a disc dome type of situation, or that's the ring of ice, and then there's other like continents, other worlds outside of that within like this like concentric circle layout. Which then it's like, I don't know how long they believe that to go on, or if then that's like the end.
Mm-hmm.
And,
So complicated,
yeah,
y'all.
and it's crazy. Like these people who think that there's like these other like worlds, but they're like land formations outside of the ring of ice. They believe that's what the elites really mean when they say they're going to outer space. And there's like continents outside of the ring of ice that have names similar to like Mars or whatever. So when they're like, oh, we're gonna go to Mars, it's like them talking about going to like the consonant
hidden
outside, right?
concerts.
That's for another day. A mystery
Right?
for another day.
Bashar, you touched on so many things in such a short video. So Tristan and I have had like many a debate on our own about whether or not Bashar is like to be trusted or not necessarily.
Here's the thing, there's good and...
That could be another discussion for another day as well if we want to leave it at that for now.
Yeah, we'll talk. I mean, there'll be more Bashar times. Yeah. I'll just leave it up to this, that there's, you know, good and evil out there on all spectrums. So there are benevolent beings who do want to help. I believe that. Is he one of them? Possibly. From what I understand about his
preachings or his sayings and
his
what
opinion on the matters
teaches
of life
and the universal laws and all that.
Right.
They do seem to be very positive.
Right. And like with the frequency of love being the forefront and a coming together, and you know, I don't think he promotes New World Order or anything like that, so I haven't seen him secretly throw up any like devil things or like...
We're cutting this out.
No,
we're going too far here.
I mean, we're gonna be talking about that too. Like, we're definitely gonna be showing videos where it's like, oh look, if this person's a devil worshiper. Like, there's definitely one where there's like singers talking about like making deals with devils.
We're going so deep down the rabbit hole.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Tristan.
I'm Ariana.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
I don't know what to say. I'm stoned.
I mean, that was it.
That was it?
I threw it back to them. We'll see you next time.
We get canceled, babe, before we even take off.
Why?
No, I'm sure other people are talking about that shit.
What?
Like saying New World Order and whatever else. Just terms that are gonna get flagged.
I mean, it's like such a small little thing in the thing of whatever. I feel like it's gonna get lost or whatever. But we'll see. If we get fucking canceled, that would be fucking crazy. I'd be like, damn, we really are talking on some truths.
Well, we already know that's true, but
yeah.
We'll see.